presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Baltimore. We are LA.
It's been a tough first two games for the Angels to start this road trip, but on this beautiful afternoon for baseball in Cleveland, the Angels trying to pick up a victory before heading off to Toronto. It's the final game of the series against the Tribe. We welcome you inside Progressive Field and back to Angels baseball here on Fox Sports West, along with Mark Gubiza. I'm Victor Rojas, and while the offense continues to sputter along, there has been one little bit of a bright spot. Luis Valbuena certainly has struggled for the 3+ months that he's been in the lineup, but of late, Gubi, especially with the long ball, it's been prevalent.
Yeah, Victor, he really, when you think about 185 batting average in the first half, but since the All-Star break, swinging the bat better, and take a look at our Carlos Cam replay, he's really been driving the ball very well, too. When you talk about back-to-back-to-back games on Sunday, a big home run to give the Angels that victory, 3-2 at that point. Then on Tuesday night, another home run, but this time to center field. So home run to right, home run to center field. He's sitting back and driving the ball well. Got a pitch lower part of the strike zone. He has hit the ball very well in the lower part of the strike zone. 280 batting average with 5 home runs in the second half so far. So he's swinging the bat better, driving the ball to all fields, and not chasing that high fastball, which was a problem in the first half.
Well, another guy that's been absolutely red hot in the month of July, Andrelton Simmons, not only doing it with the bat, he's doing it defensively as he has all season long. We'll focus in on him when we return to Cleveland.
Here in Cleveland on a beautiful Thursday afternoon as the Halos wrap up this 3-game series and try to salvage the finale against the Cleveland Indians. Ken French back with you. Now we know Andrelton Simmons, one of the best defensive shortstops in the game, making highlight reel plays on a nightly basis. But this year he's pushed his average to 300 thanks to hitting 391 in the month of July, and both the bat and the glove have been on display during this series. It seems like everything right now has fallen for Simmons. 5 for 8, 3 runs scored. He's been on base 8 times, also getting it done. Well, not with the glove. How about the bare hand on Tuesday night in a big clutch play? Last night, 2 outs, getting Zimmer coming around third. Final out of the inning to preserve a 1-run game at the time. And Simba, of course, hoping to bring the A game this afternoon as the Halos looking to salvage the finale of the series with the Indians. First pitch around the corner with Victor and Gooby, so don't go anywhere. Angels baseball next.
West is being brought to you by our local Southern California Land Rover retailers. By Jack in the Box, come try the new sweet or spicy barbecue bacon cheeseburger and chicken sandwich for limited time only. And by your local Toyota dealers. Let's go places.
Welcome back out to Cleveland, Ohio, the site of this 3-game set coming to an end here this afternoon. Halos trying to pick up a victory before heading off to Toronto, and it has not been pretty, as we mentioned, in the open. Obviously, 2 big innings in both games. The second inning 2 nights ago last night, opening it up late in the 8th inning against the Angels bullpen, and just hasn't been close. The Angels offense has had some opportunities throughout the course of the first 2 games of this series to score runs, but offense has been struggling.
Yeah, especially with runners in scoring position to try to add on, especially coming back from a 7-0 deficit in game 1 to tie it, and had some opportunities late, but eventually Cleveland on the walk-off grand slam by Nick Encarnacion.
Check out Mike Scioscia's lineup for game number 103 on the season. The Angels at 49-53 now stand 5 games back in the American League wildcard race. Ben Revere will get the start today playing left field. Yunel Escobar getting the afternoon off. Mike Trout's at center, Albert Pujols at DH, Cole Calhoun at right, Andrelton Simmons the shortstop. He's been red hot, as we mentioned. .391 hitter in the month of July. Luis Valbuena at third, C.J. Cron at first. Juan Granderol gets a start behind the plate, and Martin Maldonado. Then Caleb Coward, of course, is batting ninth and playing second base for the 3rd consecutive game. They are taking on the 26-year-old SoCal native by the name of Trevor Bauer, making his 20th start. Gooby 8-8 with a 5.58 ERA.
And has struggled mightily in the month of July. 1-2 with an 8.44 ERA. My go-tos to be successful against Bauer today is track that upper quadrant. There's a lot of pitches in the upper part of the strike zone, mistake pitches up there. He gets some hits with runners in scoring position. His numbers with runners on base has not been real good this season. You got to capitalize and get those hits with guys on base.
Check out the defense that'll try to support Bauer this afternoon. It'll be Brantley, Zimmer, Geyer in the outfield from left to right. No Austin Jackson today. Urshela, Lindor, Ramirez, and Santana around the infield from third to first, and Roberto Perez behind the plate.
Boy, and Michael Brantley has been outstanding, really, when you look back since 2013 defensively out in the outfield. 996 fielding percentage. That's the best in the majors. 36 outfield assists, including 7 this season.
Halos dropped game 2 last night by the final of 10-4. They did rack out 12 hits. Just unfortunately couldn't get them going when they needed to. They ended up going 2 for 11 in last night's game with men in scoring position. This after going 0 for the night before. Ben Revere ready to lead things off. A couple of hits last night, going 2 for 3. He'll take a strike. Nick Lentz calling the balls and strikes today. Bill Miller, the crew chief, at first. Todd Tichenor at second. Adam Hamari over at third. This one lifted down the line, slicing away from Brantley. No balls, 2 strikes. 82 degrees at first pitch. Some high clouds. But no threat of rain this afternoon. Originally, when we got here, there was a potential for anywhere between 60 to 80% chance of rain for today, but all clear. Everything staying to the north, which is a good thing, especially on getaway day.
Yes, indeed. Revere 4 for 6 in his career versus Bauer has been very hot of late. 18 for his last 54.
One ball, 2 strikes. Ben hitting .236. 7 doubles, 2 triples, a home run, 9 runs batted in. We'll pull this one over to first. Santana there, knocking it down. One-time catcher using that body. 1 out.
One day key for the Yankees to be successful. A little Rolling Stones, little jumping jack flash, looking for some home runs, some jacks out of the ballpark today, especially from this middle part of the order, including Mike Trout looking for that home run number 20 of the season in today's game versus Trevor Bauer. Good numbers for Trout in his career. 3 for 7 against Bauer.
So Trout will bat. The base is clear. Mike had a 3-hit game last night, going 3 for 5. 3 singles, no runs scored. Trout hammers one out toward left, right toward Brantley. 2 down.
Just missed that one too. And Bauer's a guy that throws a lot of pitches, averaging 18, 19 pitches per inning. When you think what he's done, and look at his numbers in the month of July. 2 of the 3 starts, 5 innings, well over 100 pitches in 5 innings for Trevor Bauer.
Albert Pujols DHing, hitless in the series. Albert 0 for 5 last night, 0 for 11 overall. .236 average, 14 home runs, 59 runs batted in. Time called. The baseball being put into play. Albert ahead of the count at 2-1. Shift on with 3 infielders on the left side. Santana between first and second. 3-1 count. Bauer this year, 98 plus innings, 106 hits, 111 strikeouts. He's given up some hits. This one's ripped foul past Urshela.
You know, it's a fastball. You look at the numbers so far this season for Trevor Bauer versus his fastball as compared to his secondary pitch. His fastball, he's given up 11 home runs, batting average at .301. Secondary pitches, that includes a cut fastball, curve, slider, and changeup, split finger fastball. .223 with 3 home runs allowed.
Ground ball to short. Lindor's got it. And for the 4th consecutive game, the Angels start the ball game. Being retired in order. Way ahead of the bottom of the first. JC Ramirez on the mound for the Angels with no score. The first inning. Let's take a look at Terry Francona's lineup for the Cleveland Indians, who come into play today with a 54-45 mark. First place in the Central by a game and a half over the Kansas City Royals. They'll have Bradley Zimmer, who's been red hot, leading things off at center. Lindor's at short. Michael Brantley at left. Edwin Encarnacion the DH. Jose Ramirez at third base. Pardon me, at second base today. Santana at first. Brandon Guyer at right. Roberto Perez behind the plate. And Urshela batting ninth and playing third. JC Ramirez, 23rd appearance, 20th start of the season, 9-8 with a 4.38 ERA.
Yeah, very good on the road. 7-3, 3.60 for JC Ramirez, looking for his 10th victory of the season today.
We'll try to cool the hot bats of the Cleveland Indians. 17 hits last night and picking up the 10-4 victory. Zimmer likes facing the Angels. He'll bounce this one to the right side. Coward far to his left house. Got to hurry. The speed of the center fielder. One down. Let's check out the Angels defensively. Ben Revere down at left field. Mike Trout at center. Cole Calhoun at right. The infield, Luis Valbuena and Andrelton Simmons on the left side. Caleb Coward, C.J. Cron on the right, and Juan Crowder all behind the plate.
And C.J. Cron back at first base, making his 37th start the season at first base. 1 error so far this year. He's turned and been involved in 24 double plays. One of 4 different first basemen this season for the Angels. Valbuena, Marte, and Pujols have all played first base.
One out, nobody on for Francisco Lindor. He did shortstop, comes at batting 266. He'll take downstairs. 29 doubles, 2 triples, 15 home runs, 47 runs batted in. One ball and strike.
By the way, pretty solid play by Coward. He was out earlier today working on some ground balls, turning double plays. And that footwork at second base. Nice play on that ground ball by Zimmer.
Two and one. JC's last start, picking up a W. It was against Boston at home. 3 runs, 1 earned on 5 hits, 6 innings of work.
Pretty good crowd here on day game. Midweek day game here in Cleveland. Still filing in.
And a walk. So base runner on board. And Brantley coming up.
Let's take a look at our tools of the trade. Brought to you by Ram Trucks. Last night, Cole Calhoun got behind that baseball very well. A perfect throw to the plate and an even better tag than Martin Maldonado against Edwin Encarnacion at the plate. A very difficult play for both. Done perfectly. As Cole picked up his 6th outfield assist, 39 career outfield assists for Cole Calhoun.
Lindor's at first with 1 out. And he's off to a big lead already. 4 stolen bases, been caught once.
Juan Guerrero has thrown at 39% of base stealers this season. Although J.C. Ramirez has allowed 10 stolen bases in 14 attempts, does have 1 pickoff.
Not the quickest guy to the plate.
No. So they will be aggressive.
First one to Bradley is out towards center. Trout down at his tracks, makes the catch, 2 outs.
And you remember we were talking about that coming into this series. Cleveland not run a lot, but they've tried to run quite a bit in this series. Hasn't been real successful for them.
So 2 outs and a man at first for Edwin Encarnacion. DH. The walk-off grand slam 2 nights ago. Lindor's on the move. That pitch is inside.
No chance.
Nope. Stolen base number 5 now for Francisco.
Listen, 4 or 5 steps before J.C. Ramirez delivers the baseball. No chance at all. Juan Guerrero has that mid-on like you see with Mike Trout when he's on base.
Encarnacion hitting 260, 21 home runs, 59 runs batted in. Halos kept him in check yesterday. Went 0 for 2 with a couple of walks. 2-1.
Look at numbers so far this season for J.C. Ramirez as far as his fastball numbers versus secondary pitches. 270 versus fastball with 12 home runs allowed. That's a 2-seam and 4-seam fastball. Slider and a curve, which is going to be important. Those 2 pitches against this lineup for Cleveland. 259 with 6 home runs allowed. It's pretty firm, hard slider just off the plate at 90 miles an hour.
3-1 count. 2 outs, a man in scoring position. Jose Ramirez on deck. Full count.
See, Edwin Encarnacion has really hit the fastball very well, but is struggling on those secondary pitches. That's why you've seen a number of them in this game already for Ramirez against Encarnacion. 298, 11 bombs against fastballs.
Got a piece of the breaking ball, keeps his plate appearance alive. Long look in for J.C. Lindor over at second. And he walked him. So 2 walks in the inning. And Jose Ramirez will come to the plate. It's at 296 this year with men in scoring position. We'll get an opportunity to put the Indians up early. Switch hitting second baseman. 319, 17 home runs, 52 runs batted in.
Well, so far in this series, 6 walks have scored for Cleveland. in his first two games, and now here with 2 walks in the first inning. They've been patient at the plate. Generally, they will hack at the first pitch, but then they work counts. They scored a number of those runs after walking.
Angels pitchers have now issued a total of 16 walks through 2 innings plus here in the first. This is a team that doesn't need any help. Good offensive ball club.
Pretty good balance. They're not up there. Their approach is not up there to hit the ball out of the ballpark. They will, but they're thinking line drive. We saw that in the 8th inning last night. Wherever the pitch was thrown, they went with that pitch.
Little dribbler toward first. Cron has to come in on it. He'll take it himself, and the inning comes to an end. Indians get a couple of men on via the walk. They leave him stranded. Went to the second with no score. Special occasion in your own private suite here at the Big A. Well, not here, but back home at the Big A Suite Rentals.
Yes.
Food and beverage packages. Just go to angels.com for more details. I'm sure you can get a nice suite here, Progressive Field, but we're not selling them.
No.
Halos down in order in the top of the first inning. Cole to lead things off here in the second. He'll be followed by Anderson Simmons, and Luis Valbuena gets Trevor Bauer. It's now the 27th of July, and I think Cole would like to put this month behind him. 159 in July. Overall, 232. See where the on-base percentage is at. 13 home runs, 44 runs batted in. Had a 3-run home run 2 nights ago. Cole last night going 0 for 4.
Got those hands up high now again. Made a couple of different adjustments this year, whether it's the hands up high, then it resting the bat on his shoulder with the hands lower a couple different times this season. Is trying to get comfortable at the plate.
You ever, as a pitcher, get into a funk where you try new things, whether it's one side of the rubber versus the other side?
Yeah, I would move a little bit more so in the middle of the rubber. And also, there was times where I bring my hands over my head, but then other times I would keep it more lower and more compact to throw more consistent strikes. If I had trouble in the strike zone, I would try that.
Did you ever have a season that was going bad? Just it didn't matter what you were doing.
Which year was that?
But then where you continued to tinker throughout the year?
Yes, definitely. Especially when the inconsistency in the strike zone. The stuff itself was never really different. until after a surgery on my shoulder. But prior to that, it's consistency throwing strikes and getting fastballs, especially inside to left-handed batters, because that slider I threw to the lefties was going to get some outs. But it was always a fastball away, slider in, so I eventually had to figure out a way to be more consistent, get into that glove side with my fastball. It was easy getting inside a right-handed batter and away on a slider of a right-handed batter, but that one part of the plate, the glove side, was always a challenge.
It's kind of what Cole has gone through this year on the offensive side, just trying to find what has made him so successful at the major league level to start his big league career.
I still firmly believe when you look at Cole, it comes down to using the whole field. Don't get into that pull happy mode, because he can hit the ball very well to left center field and drive the ball even out of the ballpark.
Simmons at 300 on the season, 11 home runs, 44 runs batted in. No balls, 2 strikes. And while Cole has struggled in July, Simmons, on the other hand, we mentioned a .391 batting average, 5 doubles, 3 home runs, 9 runs batted in. Team leader in RBIs in the month of July, Luis Valbuena with 11. He's on deck. Breaking ball upstairs. 1-2.
One thing so special about Andrelton Simmons, even with 2 strikes, he's still thinking in terms of making good contact. Even though he can be fooled at times, he keeps that bat back in the zone long enough, he's going to make some contact. He's had 4 straight multi-hit games, Andrelton Simmons.
Andrelton last night 2 for 3, and also got hit by a pitch. Cole over at first with a leadoff walk. Reaching for it, it goes foul.
Pretty good indication that plate coverage that Andrelton Simmons has. That was a pretty good breaking ball from Bauer, well off the plate, but still able to make contact, keep his at bat alive. And his numbers against fastballs this season been very, very good. 340 batting average. That's high fastballs, low fastballs, inside and outside. 5 home runs also.
Breaking pitch, grounded over to third. Urshela over to Ramirez on to first, a double play, 2 outs.
Both these teams in this series so far have played some outstanding defense, especially for Cleveland in their outfield. Been great to hear another double play turn by Cleveland. Urshela over to Ramirez, a 5-4-3 double play.
So 2 outs, nobody on, and Luis Valbuena up. Moves over to third base this afternoon. Didn't like that strike call by Nick Lentz.
And the one thing that Valbuena has done much better, he's laid off that high fastball. Even though it just barely touched the strike zone, good idea to let that one go.
2 for 3 last night with a double and a home run. Behind here at 0-2. Indians coming to play today. It's sitting atop the division, 6-game winning streak. And Valbuena will go down swinging. First strikeout of the afternoon for Bauer. We'll head to the bottom of the second with no scores. No score, bottom of the second. Jason Ramirez had 2 walks issued in the first inning, but no damage coming across. And it's Carlos Santana to lead things off. He swung to bat well last night, picking up 3 singles, had a run scored and an RBI. First baseman hitting .244. He'll drive this one out towards center field. Trout going back on it, looking up, and this one is gone just beyond the center field fence. And the Indians have themselves a 1-0 lead on Santana's 13th home run of the season.
Tell you what, he has been aggressive in the last 2 games, jumping on pitches early. Does it again. Big game last night with 3 hits, 3 for 4. Jumps on a 97-mile-an-hour fastball, but it's the middle of the plate down. That happy zone for a left-handed swing. Drives it out to dead center field. That's 117th home run of the season for Cleveland. It's the 5th home run they have hit against the Angels in this 3-game set so far. Talked about it when we came into this series. They've been swinging the bats much better of late.
Brandon Guyer came into the game last night. Got a hit late. 200. Starting right fielder tonight. Today, I should say. Austin Jackson had gotten to start the last 2 games out in right field. He swung the bat well against the Angels. Guyer cues this one, and it's off the top of the glove of C.J. Cron. Mistimed it.
Yeah, that's exactly in the timing of the jump.
Should go as a base hit, I'd imagine.
He was in position to get to this baseball at the end of the bat, but the jump didn't get that timing down quite right for Cron off the glove. Ended up being a hit for Guyer.
So man on for the catcher, Roberto Perez. Second action, first start for Perez. Got out of the game late 2 nights ago. .183 average with a home run, 6 runs batted in. He was given a 4-year deal in the offseason. Backup catcher. Pop this one foul. No balls and a strike. Indians still at one of the few ballparks, if not the only ballpark, I guess Fenway still does, the netting between like the press box area and the backstop.
I don't remember many others with that.
Since that used to be the norm, so any foul ball back has to kind of, bat boy's got to wait for it to roll down. A lot of the ballparks nowadays have done away with it. One ball, 2 strikes.
Perez will chase and break a ball out of the strike zone. Rolled into 2 double plays also this season.
Ground ball to short. 2 hopper, should be 2. There it is. 2 outs.
Now it's time for the driver's seat, brought to you by the new 2017 Kia Sorento. Charles Nagy, back in that 1995 World Series team against the Atlanta Braves. Nagy, first appearance there in the World Series, the pitching coach for the Angels. Paul Sorrento, also assistant hitting coach, was on that World Series team. They lost the Braves in 6 games that year. I'll tell you what, those teams for Cleveland during that stretch in the 90s, wow. About as good as a lineup as you'll ever see. And even guys that didn't even play a whole lot end up being great major league players. From the Brian Giles, guys like that didn't get much of an opportunity to play because there's too many good stars ahead of them.
Richie Sexton, part of the Indians. Sean Casey.
Yes.
The mayor was originally in the Indians organization, right?
You talk about a hitting machine, a guy that let that baseball travel and hit the ball well to all fields. Casey, a very good major league hitter.
A second-round pick by Cleveland. I didn't know he was a Richmond Spider. That was back in '95. Case got 6 games with the '97 team. Then went to Cincinnati. Tell me if this trade worked out. Sean Casey to Cincinnati for Dave Burba. I think the Reds won that deal.
Yeah.
Scheller works the walk. 3rd free pass issued by JC.
Burba did have a very good slider going for him.
Yeah.
People forget that Jim Thome played 3rd base for that Cleveland team.
That's who we go. Yeah, when people, especially towards the end of Thome's career, they start discussing his potential Hall of Fame candidacy. So he's a DH, yeah, at that time, but he came up as a 3rd baseman, became a very good 1st baseman, and put up the bulk of his numbers as a 1st baseman. Then transitioned to DH.
Hall of Famer for sure.
Zimmer, the center fielder, grounded out his first time up. 1-0 Cleveland. Carlos Santana with a leadoff home run to start the 2nd.
And when you look at options for JC Ramirez against Zimmer, as far as slider or curveball he's hit very well this season. .333 batting average, and that's what JC throws a lot to lefties. Slider though, just a .212 batting average. When you look at numbers like that, that's the pitch you end up going with. Good life on that fastball at 97 for JC.
Zimmer got himself a little 4-game hitting streak. 8 for 13 during that stretch. Late on that one. 2-2. Out of La Jolla, California, to the University of San Francisco. First round pick in 2014. 6'5" too, and he can run. In tight, full count.
And he's shown he can hit the ball very well the other way. So pretty short through the baseball, lets the baseball travel well. We know how well he can run. Very good throwing arm also in the outfield, and great coverage. That play he made against Ben Rivera, a big difference maker in game 1 of this series.
Three-two, and Zimmer goes down swinging. Santana gives the Indians the early 1-0 lead.
Cleveland with that home run by Carlos Santana, leading 1-0 in the top of the third. Trevor Bauer back out to the mound, has been pretty effective so far. Has faced 6 batters, and all 6 out. Did walk a batter, but a double play. He raced that 1 base runner. C.J. Cron will be leading off this inning against Trevor Bauer.
Bottom third of the order, Cron, Gratterall, and Cowart. CJ got into the game as a pinch hitter last night. Ended up grounding out. And 0 for 1. 232 average, 4 home runs, 18 runs batted in. Skies this one out toward right center field, not deep. Ramirez drifting out, calling for it. Here comes Zimmer, and he collides with Ramirez, who hangs onto the baseball. And fortunately for Ramirez, at the last second, Zimmer tried to dodge him because that's a big body coming at you and blindsiding him.
Exactly, but that's one of those plays too. And most times as an outfielder, you're going to take control of that, but Ramirez was waving off everybody in the outfield right away. Fortunately, both seem to be okay. Yeah, a little bit of a difference. You're a middle infielder and someone 6'5" running full speed runs into you.
Juan Gratterall getting to start behind the plate today. Comes in batting 245. A double, 6 runs batted in. I'll punch this one over to first. Santana's over there. 2 down. Hey, join the Angels Tuesday when the Halos return home. That's August the 1st. Phillies are in town for the first of 3. Fans in attendance to receive a pair of Mike Trout number 27 socks while supplies last. And it's courtesy of Micro Simi. For information on tickets, go to angels.com. 2 outs, nobody on, and Caleb Cowart at the plate. 3rd consecutive start at second base. So far in the big leagues, 5 for 10 this year. 2 doubles, 2 runs batted in.
Well, with 2 outs now in the 3rd inning, only 30 pitches thrown so far for Trevor Bauer.
He's kind of maintained a pretty good tempo. We've seen a couple of hitters, Calhoun and Simmons, specifically kind of step out on him, asking for time.
He had 112 pitches thrown in 5 innings last game out.
Bouncer over to first. Santana has it. Halos down in order. A shutdown inning for Trevor Bauer, who's yet to allow a hit. We'll head to the bottom of the 3rd. Cleveland's on top 1-0.
Brought back clean, crisp, Coors Light. Back on this date, 2011, Irvin Santana was the 8th Individual no-hitter in Angels history, a 3-1 victory here in Cleveland. Take a look back on that magical day for the Magic Man, the young Irvin Santana. You talk about having a slider work, and he certainly had that going, and the defense behind him. Peter Borges catching that last one. Irvin Santana, a no-no. Win that game 3-1. Only 2 players remained from that roster in 2011. Mike Trout, Garrett Richards.
Gave up a run in the first inning on the error by Eric Ibar, if I remember correctly. That was all.
But when he gets locked in with his slider, and then when you start to look for his slider, he still can rush that 95, 97 on his fastball.
Lindor, Brantley, and Encarnacion here to third against J.C. Ramirez. 1 ball, 1 strike. You know, as good as that game was for Irvin here, I thought his best game that I'd ever seen him pitch was against the Arizona Diamondbacks at the Big A, where he had a perfect game late.
Was that Austin Jackson that broke it up?
No, it was Justin Upton.
Justin Upton, that's right.
Yeah, with a clean base hit up the middle. And I want to say it was in the 8th inning.
Yeah, he was dealing that day.
Lights out. Whatever he wanted to do that day against the Diamondbacks, he did until that base hit. There's a called strike. 3 down goes Lindor, 1 out.
Good off-speed pitch from J.C. Ramirez. Was backdoor on a curveball, upper part of the strike zone, freezes Lindor, who's been swinging the bat very, very well. See that spread as far as his hit speed so far. 99 with that fastball last inning to get a swing and miss against Zimmer. 76 on the breaking ball. It's a real good differential in the speeds of his pitches so far for J.C. Ramirez.
Brantley saw 1 pitch and lined out to Trout his first time up. That one misses outside. All the clouds have basically disappeared here. A sun-drenched afternoon in Cleveland. The Angels will go up to Toronto after the game. The Indians go to the White Sox. 2-0. No. 1 ball, 1 strike. Brantley didn't think so. That pitch is off the plate.
Backdoor slider that got the call. See those numbers versus a fastball this season for Brantley. 323 batting average. Much better on that sinker as compared to that 4-seam fastball upstairs. 273, 426 versus sinker. That's why you're seeing JC trying to go that 4-seam fastball upstairs when he throws the heater.
Chopper toward the middle. Simmons was playing that way. 2 outs.
Finally, Andrelton Simmons gets a routine ground ball hit his way. Well, that play he made yesterday going into the hole to prevent a run from scoring as the base runner goes around third to be able to get him out in a rundown. The range for Andrelton Simmons and his instincts. So much fun to watch.
No balls, 2 strikes. Encarnacion worked the walk in the first. That's down towards center field, chasing Trout back. Just shy of the track. Hauls it in for the 3rd out. A 1-2-3 inning for J.C. Ramirez. We're headed to the 4th. The Angels down 1-0. Angels baseball on Fox Sports West is being brought to you by the all-new 2017 Subaru Impreza. Subaru symmetrical all-wheel drive plus 28 miles per gallon. More than a car, it's a Subaru. Halos down 1-0. Grilling the brats here in Cleveland.
That looks real good.
Yeah, tasty.
Yes.
Bauer has allowed one base runner. That was the walk, leadoff style. In the second inning to Cole Calhoun. It'll be Revere, Trout, and Pujols. Top third of the order. Down to ground ball to Santana in the first, who's 0 for 1. This is it to the middle, and it's a base hit. First hit allowed by Bauer. It's a leadoff single. Brings up Trout.
Another good swing by Ben Revere. Talked about his numbers, 333 batting average over his last 54 at bats. 1 for 2 today. Speed at first. Take that focus away. With Bauer thinking about Ben Revere first, make a mistake to Mike Trout.
Mike, a fly ball to left field to first.
And Bauer likes to throw his cut fastball. Trout against a cut fastball this season. 444 batting average with 4 home runs. Starts him off with a curveball first pitch. Also on a sinker, over 400 batting average with 5 home runs for Trout, lower part of the strike zone.
1-1. Overthrown fastball there.
Yeah, you can steal off of Trevor Bauer, although these catching combination for Cleveland, very good throwing arms. Yan Gomes last night, Roberto Perez today. Bauer's allowed 3 stolen bases in 4 attempts.
There goes Revere. The pitch inside to throw down to second. A good one, and they got Ben. Quick throw and a tag by Ramirez. 1 down.
It's an impressive throwing arm once again by Roberto Perez, and a quick tag at second. Pretty decent jump for Revere, but he got a high fastball, a perfect pitch to throw. Able to gun him down at second base.
No argument from the Angels. A Trout with a 3-1 count. Full count. Called strike 3. That one did catch the outside corner. 2 down. Second strikeout for Bauer.
That was a little cutter right on the outside corner after the fastball was called a strike that was off the plate. That cutter catches the outside corner.
Albert 0 for 1. Takes a breaking ball low. One. This one's out toward right center field. Zimmer moving over. Halos are done here in the fourth. We'll head to the bottom of the fourth. Cleveland still on top. Sports West is being brought to you by Hyundai. There's no better time to buy a new Hyundai than now. See your local Hyundai dealer or visit buyhyundai.com. By Fios by Frontier. Get the best price ever on Fios TV, internet, and voice by Frontier. Visit fiosbyfrontier.com today. 1-0 Santana with a home run to lead off the second. The only scoring in this game. Ramirez, Santana, and Guy are here in the fourth against JC. Ramirez grounded out to Cron his first time up. He hit this one back to Cron, a one hopper. Jason covering, and there's the first down.
Hit well by Ramirez. Nice play by C.J. Cron on the backhand. And the flip leading J.C. Ramirez to the base to be able to get Ramirez by a stride.
One out, nobody on. Here's Santana. Homer to straightaway center field. Leading off the second, his 13th of the year. 54th run batted in.
It's a good decision to throw something off speed. He's been jumping on that first pitch fastball the last couple of games. Great numbers his last 11 games versus the Angels. 4 home runs, 13 RBI.
This one's out towards shallow left. Revere coming in. Two outs, nobody on, and Brandon Guy coming up. Guyer based it off the glove of Cron in the second.
Guy are born in Westchester, Pennsylvania. Know that well. My brother went to school there, college. In Westchester.
So you claim Westchester?
That's close enough.
It's close enough?
Yeah.
Bouncer to third. Valbuena is there. And J.C. Ramirez with a 1-2-3 inning for the second consecutive frame. We're headed to the fifth. 1-0 Cleveland. Names in the UFC descend upon the Honda Center in Anaheim for UFC 214. Daniel Cormier and John Jones. By the way, they don't like each other.
I don't think so
They
at
will
all.
battle it out in the co-main event while FXX has the prelims covered. Number 3 Ricardo Lamas taking on number 15 Jason Knight in the featherweight division. Coverage begins at 4 Pacific on FXX.
So they probably didn't have breakfast today watching the pregame show, you don't think?
Nah,
No.
together? No.
Yes.
No, not at all. Top of the fifth. Bowers allowed 1 hit, 1 walk. He struck out 2. Has a 1-0 lead to start this fifth inning. Cole will step up. Calhoun picked up the walk to lead off the second, but then was promptly erased when Simmons grounded into a double play. Got a nice little rhythm about him today.
He doesn't. I mean, he gets out on that mound as quick as possible. As soon as that last out is made, he is running out the mound. He's got a little bit of a routine he goes through before he throws his first pitch from the rubber.
He's got good numbers in his career against the Angels. This is his 5th career start. 3-0 with a 3.14 coming into play today.
He's mixed in some pretty decent changeups also, and split.
Diamondbacks first round pick in 2011 out of UCLA. It was part of a big 3-team deal involving the other team in Ohio, Cincinnati, Cleveland, and then of course the Diamondbacks. That also included a player by the name of Didi Gregorius, Shin-Soo Choo, Brian Shaw.
Yeah, but Didi's, well, he's homered in 3 straight games, or had this recently.
2-1. Oh, fouls it. 2-2.
Here's Trevor Bauer before he throws that first warm-up pitch from the rubber. Goes through a simulated couple throws just to loosen up the arm. Then he goes a little crow hop to throw to the catcher first, and then settles in to his normal routine. A little different than the norm.
Missed outside, full count. I don't know where I got it. I used to do something similar in that when I signed with the Angels, they made me a closer. For whatever reason, my first throw was basically from the landing area. And I couldn't take the ball from the manager. I wanted to pick up the ball from the dirt. Cole rips one out to center field, and that'll fall in for a leadoff single.
Wow, pitchers.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, there's certain routines in which you go through every single time.
I remember Bill Latchman was my first manager. The first time I got called into a game, he was getting ready to hand me the baseball, and I said, "Drop it."
Oh yeah, they really appreciate that,
like,
manager. They would have
Rookie ball.
They would have dropped you at that point.
So yeah, just drop it. I let it roll all the way down. I picked it up and threw it from there. Oh, Latch.
Yes.
Here's Simmons, 0 for 1. Take outside.
Remember Dick Hauser, to all of us when we first made the big leagues, he said, "Hey, listen, when I come out to the mound and I want to take the baseball from you, just wait there on the dirt and hand me the baseball. Don't flip it in the air. Don't say anything bad. Don't drop it on the ground. Otherwise, you can just keep walking in and you'll be able to play somewhere else real quickly." So you learned that right away.
He'll dribble up the third base line, and he goes foul. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Because to be quite honest with you, managers don't want to be out there any more than you want them out there. They prefer you to be able to shake the catcher's hand after 9 innings of very good baseball pitched. Terry Francona, he's not afraid to go down to the bullpen, though. He's a guy that will utilize that bullpen. He's got a great one here.
Chopper to third. Urshela has it. Couldn't get the ball out of the glove, so his only place to first. 1 down. Nice play.
That would have been a tough off-balance throw to second anyhow. Runner in scoring position. And that stayed right down the line. A little bit of a bobble. Thought about going to second. Ends up going to first. Wise decision when you didn't have a good grip on the baseball. Urshela is a real good fielder at third base.
Man in scoring position for the first time this afternoon, and Luis takes a strike. He punched out 10 to second.
Last 7 games, though. Good power number, slugging percentage, home runs, RBI. He's really tracked the lower part of the strike zone much better. Albert coming in this game percentage-wise of curveballs about 29%. He's thrown a lot of real good ones, especially against the left-handed batters in the lineup today for the Angels.
One.
It's a pretty solid changeup. You better be real comfortable with your changeups, especially after you just threw a slow curveball. So not a lot of difference in the speeds of the pitch. 56 pitches has been very economical, including only 7 in the third. So as a hitter, after a slow curveball, then you come back with a changeup. You better have good movement. That's exactly what he had on that pitch.
Cole standing at second base. Angels down 1-0 here in the 5th. Did not go. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
So she's just looking for some consistency from his batters with runners in scoring position. It's been a battle all year.
Count remains even at 2 balls, 2 strikes. Only scoring so far in this game, a home run by Santana, leading off the second.
In the last 8 road games for the Angels, it's a 128 batting average with runners in scoring position. Six for 47.
Popped up. Shallow left field. Brantley has to come in on it. Lindor had a long way to go since he was playing in the shift. Makes the catch for out number 2.
Gold Glove winner last season, Francisco Lindor. 2 of the best shortstops defensively you're going to find in all of baseball playing here today. Good communication between the two. One thing to keep an eye on with 2 outs and runners in scoring position. This is really the time where Trevor Bauer has struggled mightily this season. 368 batting average against Bauer with runners in scoring position, 2 outs.
TJ Crone popped down his first time. Back toward the middle, and that'll sneak through for a base hit. Calhoun being waved around. Zimmer's throw to the plate is not in time. It's a 1-1 game as Crone ties it up with his 19th RBI.
Simplified approach. This ground ball lines it right back up the middle. And another base hit with a runner in scoring position against Trevor Bauer with 2 outs. Good swing there by CJ Crone, picking up his 19th RBI of the season. Tying this game up. Breaking ball. Stayed out over the plate. Lines it right back up the middle. Since his return from the minor leagues, 364 batting average for CJ Crone, picking up that RBI.
Juan Gratterall grounded out his first time up. One count. Short lead for Crone at first. 1-2.
Back-to-back cut fastballs for Bauer against Gratterall.
Check swing and did not go. One game here in the 5th. Gratterall pulls one into the left field corner. Crone chugging around second. Will head to third. Brantley plays the carom cleanly. It's a double for Gratterall. And the Angels have runners at second and third. 2 outs and Caleb Coward coming up.
Second double of the season for Juan Gratterall. Elevated off-speed pitch, and this lines it right back down in that corner. CJ Crone cruises over to third base. Caleb Coward at the plate. Those numbers again. Runners on and runners in scoring position, 2 outs. Not real good for Bauer trying to get through this inning. Angels trying to get the lead now against them.
Callaway paying a visit to the mound. Back-to-back 2-out hits allowed by Bauer. Caleb will come up with an opportunity to give the Angels the lead here in the 5th. Coward grounded out to Santana in the 3rd.
Continues to throw that first pitch curveball for strikes.
Cron at 3rd. Gratterall at 2nd. 0-1 pitch. 0-2. If they go back to that breaking ball. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs.
So you see how those numbers change quite a bit when there's runners on. No one on, very good as far as it batting average against, which is .231, but increases with runners on, runners in scoring position, especially with 2 outs.
Check swing. He went around. The Angels are done here in the 5th, although they do tie it up on the Cron single. 1-1 as we head to the bottom of the 5th. This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Los Angeles Angels and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of Angels Baseball LP. 1-1 game here at the bottom of the 5th. Eight, 9, and 1 coming up for Cleveland. Perez, Urshela, and Zimmer. JC Ramirez with 2 strikeouts, 3 walks, 2 hits allowed. Prez grounded into a double play. Second inning, so he's 0 for 1. Halos with 4 hits, Cleveland with 2. Angels have stranded 2 base runners while the Indians have left 3 on base. Off the end of the bat towards short.
The baseball had some spin on it.
It's like one of those spitballs you used to throw back in the day. Hey, join the Angels Friday, August the 4th. Oakland is in town at 7:07. Fans and attendants receive a Trout MVP season bobblehead, the second in a series while supplies last. This one's brought to you by Pechanga Resort Casino. Go to Angels.com for more.
Allegedly.
You experimented some, didn't you?
Never.
Never in a game?
Never.
Messing around, though?
No.
Even like playing catch?
No, I never did.
You were afraid?
Yeah. I'm afraid I would think it might be a better chance getting out. Always felt that pitch right there was good enough to open up the strike zone for you. Well, what a beautiful day it turned into here in Cleveland. A little cloudy this morning. Perfect now.
Two balls, 2 strikes on Urshela, who worked the walk in the second. I think I mentioned 2 walks for JC. It's actually 3. Full count. 64 pitches so far by Ramirez. Almost hit him. 4th walk issued by Ramirez, puts a man on. Take a look at the hot upcoming schedule. We mentioned the Angels will be off to Toronto after the game. They're back home for a nice long homestand after an off day on Monday. Phillies, A's, and Orioles in town before the Angels head out on the road for a long one. Seattle, Washington, and Baltimore.
Hopefully at that point the Washington Nationals will cool down as far as swinging the bat. They're having a pretty good game today against Milwaukee.
Had a pretty good inning.
Yeah.
Zimmer 0 for 2. Grounded out of the first inning, struck out of the second. Said Caban has left JC Ramirez.
He hasn't been able to control his fastball. So a lot of times they get back and then a command, throw a breaking ball.
That's driven out to the alley left center field. That will split the outfielders, go to the wall. Urshela racing around the third. He's being waved home. Simmons with the baseball, fires it home. Grounder roll, blocks the plate, and Urshela is gunned down for out number 2.
Another perfect throw by Andrelton Simmons. And the collision at the plate. Terry Francona is going to ask about that clear path to the plate. Very difficult for Gratterall to give Urshela any space on that throw. That throw takes right there to that part of the foul line, third base line. But what a throw. Perfect throw, and gets him at the plate, and I guess they're going to take a look at it.
They can take a look at it, but I think by the rules it's fine because the baseball took Gratterall towards that spot.
Yes.
It was before the slide, or an attempted slide by Urshela.
He wasn't blocking the plate.
Well, and the rule states if you've got the baseball, you can block the plate. Once you've got that baseball, you have to give them a place to slide, a lane to slide when you do not have the baseball. That changes when the catcher has the ball.
Yes. I'll tell you what, that was textbook as far as outfield play. Trout, relay, Simmons, perfect throw. And then a good little scoop there too by Gratterall at the plate, and knowing there's going to be some contact. You haven't seen many contact like that at the plate of late, but a lot on that throw. And able to control and hold on to that baseball. See, initially there's a path to the plate, but then that throw is up the line enough where you have no choice. It's the second outfield assist of the season for Mike Trout, first since April 17th.
Yeah, the runner's out at home. There was no blocking of the plate. Again, that's sometimes people misinterpret that rule, that you got to give the base runner a path the entire time. That is, it's not how the rule is written. You got to give them a path until you get the baseball. And the same goes for a base runner. If a catcher's blocking the plate, you can go through the catcher still. Heck of a throw by Andrelton Simmons, just continuing to cement his Gold Glove caliber season.
And he stayed on top of that throw, so that baseball would not run. Right over the top, firm throw from Andrelton Simmons.
It's a double for Zimmer, his 12th of the year. He's at second, 2 outs. And the first one's in for a strike. Lindor walked in the first, struck out in the third.
So impressive. Talk about his bat a lot of late, but his defense separates him from most players in the game, not just shortstops, but all players.
Bouncer off the glove towards Simmons. He plays it. Got him. What a play defensively by the Angels. Trout's perfect throw to Simba. And then his throw to the plate to get the runner to keep this a 1-1 game.
Some contact made, but held on by Gratterall.
Fox Sports West is being brought to you by Carson Toyota. Come see the difference a family-owned dealership can make.
Beautiful afternoon for baseball as we wrap up this 3-game set here in Cleveland. Halos have dropped the first 2, but trying to pick up, salvage the finale of the series. It's a 1-1 tie as we start the 6th. Top of the order coming up for the Angels in Revere, Trout, and Pujols to face Trevor Bauer. He gave up 3 hits in the 5th inning and allowed 1 run. Got out of it. And striking out Caleb Coward, runners at 2nd and 3rd. Revere 1 for 2. Base hit of the 4th. That was the first hit allowed by Bauer in the game. He'll flare this one out towards shallow left center field. Make that a 2-hit game for Ben.
Make that now 6 for 9 in his career versus Trevor Bauer.
Back-to-back multi-hit games.
3 for 8 in the leadoff spot for Ben Revere.
Trout a fly ball to left and a strikeout looking. 1 of 3 punch outs for Bauer to go with 1 walk. Now 5 hits allowed. Ball and a strike. Trout started that relay play by throwing a strike 2. I know it's novel to the relay man. A lot of times you get outfielders just pick up the baseball and fire it in. Sail the first guy.
Tell you what, that was textbook. You get a chance to, if you were a coach at any level, that's exactly the way you're supposed to run a relay play.
Ball and 2 strikes on Trout. And in this case, when you've got a relay of Simmons and Coward, you've got 2 guys with cannons for arms.
Like a Russia back in their day, thrown in high school, upper 90s on the mound.
Trout will roll it foul. So his count will remain at 1-2.
On that last at bat for Trout against Bauer, he got him looking on a cut fastball. I showed those numbers earlier that Trout has really hit a cut fastball very well this season.
Called strike 3. Trout can't believe it. That pitch was in off the plate again. You don't see Trout argue too often. But in the previous plate appearance in which he struck out looking, he also had a similar pitch called a strike.
Plus there was hesitation in the call itself. See, waiting for a while and then makes the call. Now, was it on the swing or the pitch?
He didn't point to Trout. That's usually what an umpire will do on a swing. He's calling it on the pitch, I assume. 1 out. Revere still at first.
Yeah, that's 2 at-bats in a row for Trout where he has been called. There's been a strike call that has been off the plate in. Changed the at-bat last at-bat, certainly changes this at-bat.
Albert 0 for 2. Hitless in the series. 0 for 13. Two-1 count. Revere was thrown out. trying to steal in the 4th inning. Hasn't taken too big of a lead, or he's attempted to go anywhere from first. Two balls, 2 strikes. Two count. You said Revere trying to stay out of a potential double play.
I think you have to. Even though Perez has a very good arm behind the plate, Albert has been hitting a lot of baseballs on the ground with movement. Covering a base may create a spot to get one of those ground balls through a hole.
Revere doesn't go. Had him fooled on the on speed. Full count.
Going back to my Hyundai key for this game. Jumping jack flash, looking for that big jack here, especially on a 3-2 count. Revere will be running. See if Albert can connect on a pitch in the lower part of the strike zone and crush one.
Revere goes 3-2, and Albert flips it foul and out of play. A bad back to first base. He'll be off again with the next pitch. Bauer's ready. Revere goes. Throws it foul. .86 pitches now for Bauer. Calhoun's on deck. Albert rolls it over to third. Urshela across the diamond. 2 down. Fortunately, the Angels. Rivera was on the move. Albert chasing a breaking ball, trying to pull it. So man in scoring position, and Cole coming to the plate. He's been on board twice with a walk and a single. He's also scored a run.
It's a quick conversation with an open base, how they want to approach Cole, but Andrelton Simmons hitting behind Cole Calhoun so far has grounded the ball twice to third base. Andrelton Simmons on deck.
shift off with Cole at the plate. Lindor up the middle. Shell of a lone guy pretty much on the left side. What a one. That's hammered out toward right, but just out in front of it, so he hooks it foul. Right size, wrong shape.
Towards the corner.
Yep.
Restaurant. Slow curveball just out in front. Hit it a long way, but foul.
One ball, two strikes, two outs, 1-1 game. We're in the sixth. Perez and Bauer need to have a conversation.
So the last couple of innings, quite a few pitches thrown, almost the norm for Trevor Bauer. It's 46 pitches in the last 2 innings. He cruised through the first 4 with 44.
Down and in. Nice play by Perez, digging that ball out of the dirt. 2-2.
This block, that's a very difficult, hard breaking ball in the dirt. Quick hands by Roberto Perez to allow that baseball to get by him and allow Ben Revere to get the third.
Cole will go down swinging. The Angels will leave a man in scoring position. We'll head to the bottom of the sixth inning, tied at 1.
Break brought to you by T-Mobile. The Rays and Yankees go at it. Chris Archer on the mound against CC Sabathia. 6-18 the Rays are in the last 24 versus the Yanks. D-backs have been struggling of late. 8-15 last 23 games. They take on the Cardinals. Now let's take a look at our showstopper around the majors, and what an inning for the Washington Nationals. Goodwin leads it off with a home run. Not one, not two. Bryce Harper has 2 home runs in the game. Not 3. Not 4, but 5 home runs
in that third inning for the Washington Nationals. Ties a major league record with 5 home runs in an inning.
Not bad.
I guess their go-to song was Long Distance Runaround by Yes.
That game's 15-1 in the 5th. Here it's a 1-1 tie, bottom of the 6th. 3, 4, and 5. Brantley, Encarnacion, and Ramirez against J.C. Ramirez.
By the way, that ball that Harper hit almost hit the ground. That looked like Vlad Guerrero swinging the bat.
Multi-homer game for Bryce.
He's got 27 home runs now. Oh yeah, by the way, Max Scherzer's pitching that game also. Racking up the punch outs.
7 punch outs, or 4 2/3. Down goes Brantley, takes a called strike 3. And Brantley doesn't like that call. Thought that pitch was down.
See where this pitch is located. That's the upper part of the strike zone.
Sorry, I had the wrong dot in our Fox tracks.
You're just thinking of all those home runs hit by the Nationals.
Encarnacion walked to the first and a fly ball to center in the third. Encarnacion hits this one out to left and it'll fall in front of Ben Revere for a 1-out single.
Now let's take a look at our top tier play brought to you by Arco. That's inning. You're talking about textbook perfect relay. Trout to Anderson Simmons, the perfect throw, and great play by Juan Gratterall. Be able to scoop that and control the baseball and absorb that collision at the plate. Excellent job on a relay play. Trout, Simmons, Gratterall, all plus plays on that one.
Gratterall and Ramirez to talk things over here. Jose Ramirez twice has grounded out to Cron at first base.
76 pitches thrown so far for JC, 20 of them back in the second. Very economical fourth. Been pretty solid. Mentioned his numbers on the road this season. Very, very good.
Break the ball for a strike. Up in Toronto, Marcus Stroman, Russell Martin, John Gibbons all ejected. The home plate umpire Will Little. Blue Jays trying to finish off a sweep of the Oakland A's, but Oakland's leading that one. It's not good when you're a starting pitcher. Your entire battery is ejected after one pitch.
Yeah.
That game's in the 5th.
So I'm guessing they were arguing the fact it might have been in the strike zone. The
I think so.
Yeah.
One and two.
Speaking of Bryce Harper, he got thrown out of the game. What was that, last night?
Second time this year he's been ejected.
Not quite in August. Those heated days in August.
They will catch up with you. Little flare. Simmons drifting out on it. Trying to deke Encarnacion into believing he didn't know where the baseball was at. Two outs. Santana coming to the plate. He's 1 for 2. Carlos with a home run to straightaway center field in the second. A fly ball to left in the fourth. JC thought that pitch was a strike. Doesn't get the call. 3 strikeouts, 3 walks. 5 hits allowed. Pardon me, 4 hits allowed by JC. Halos with 5 hits. Bouncer right side. Crone's got it. Ramirez covering. And the 6th is in the books. We're off to the 7th. It's a 1-1 game. For the Angels, a multi-hit game for Ben Revere. Calhoun with a single. Crone with an RBI single, and Granderol with a double. The Angels and Indians tied at 1 as we start the 7th. Halos hit a couple of opportunities in the 5th with 2 outs, and also in the 6th with 1 out, but even 3 in scoring position. 1-1. Trevor Bauer so far 4 strikeouts, 1 walk. He's given up 5 hits. It'll be Andrelton Simmons to lead things off. Andrelton grounded into a double play in the 2nd and grounded out the 3rd in the 5th inning. Simmons, Valbuena, and Crone for the Angels here in the 7th.
Bauer's thrown him a couple really good slow breaking balls. It's got Anthony Simmons out in front, ground balls to third twice.
Back up the middle, almost takes out Bauer, hits the base, and it trickles out into shallow center. So Simmons on board with a leadoff single.
Stayed back on that all-speed pitch well and lined it right back up the middle, very similar to the swing that C.J. Cron had against Bauer on a breaking ball, back up the middle. See that last hop right by him and then off the base. That's why as a runner, you got to go down that line hard right away, just in case that ball deflected over to Lindor at short.
Valbuena struck out in the second, popped out in the fifth. Movement down the Indians bullpen for the first time. Bauer at 98 pitches. Zach McAllister first man up.
Overall, Terry Francona has to feel real comfortable with what he has saw from Trevor Bauer today, considering his numbers in the month of July come into this game.
Breaking ball shot down the left field line. Good piece of hitting by Luis. Simmons will head to third. Brantley comes up firing. And Valbuena with another extra base hit. And the Angels have runners at second and third with nobody out here to start the seventh.
And continues to use the whole field, letting the baseball travel. A lot more comfortable at the plate. Slow breaking ball, stay back. And a great bat flip, by the way. Continues that trend. Lines that one down in that left field corner. 7 double. Mentioned another extra base hit for Luis Valbuena.
7th double of the season. And on the stretch, it seems like everything he's gotten has been an extra base hit. Cron will bat now with 2 on. Infield in on the right side. Lindor back a little bit, about halfway as a shortstop. CJ 1 for 2 had an RBI single in the 5th inning. Pitch him inside, fouls it back.
Always the right thing to do. That very first pitch with the man on third is a run that in. You have the infield in. 67% of the pitches have been strikes for Bauer. 67 strikes out of 100 pitches. Pretty good numbers for him.
Broken bat roller to third. 1 out. You know that the game plan is you're going to get pitches inside. So Cron is retired for out number 1. Gratterall being called back.
Still think that's a lost start for a starting pitcher or any pitcher coming in with a runner in scoring position third base, trying to jam him. And that's exactly what he did. 6 1/3 so far. Very effective. Last 3 starts, ERA nearly 8.5 for Bauer, but very good today.
Gratterall finishes the game going 1 for 2 with a double. Imagine it'll be Pennington or Franklin. Both switch hitters.
And you also got to keep in mind too the potential of a suicide squeeze put on depending on who Mike Scioscia puts up there at the plate.
taken a while here. I don't know where it's actually going to be Escobar, so they're going to go with a right-handed batter.
Now take that out of the equation, that suicide squeeze being put on with Escobar.
For Los Angeles, batting for Granderol is number 0.
When Trevor Bauer was not real happy about the length of time before Escobar came to the plate.
I don't blame him.
Yeah, especially after you made 2 really good pitches to C.J. Cron. I imagine this pitch will be inside, maybe off the plate in.
.271 batting average for Yanel. This will be his first pinch hit opportunity of the season. Infield in, second and third, 1 out.
.273 career hitter as a pinch hitter for Escobar.
He gets a breaking ball first pitch. Overthrown breaking ball. Nice play by Perez. Did not go. They asked for the appeal. 1-1. That's not an easy pitch to block.
No. The spin on a curveball in the dirt, even when it hits your body, it can spin away from you because that difference between a fastball and a breaking ball, the rotation, the spin factor. Perez, perfect technique. Well, how much does Trevor Bauer want this? You can hear him grunting every pitch he throws. Early in the game was mainly just on his fastball. Now even on his breaking ball.
Two-one pitch. Foul at the plate.
It's 4 straight breaking balls.
Two. Escobar goes down swinging, 2 outs.
And you see how pumped up Bauer was, especially to get Escobar, since it took that long to get up to the plate. That's a pretty good curveball, straight over the top. See him pumped up. If you're getting a swing and miss, Escobar pulled off on that pitch. See if this theme continues. With Trevor Bauer struggling with 2 outs with runners in scoring position. It came into play back in the 5th inning. .97. He's not leaving anything in the tank in this inning now for Bauer, knowing this is probably it. Maybe more likely his last batter he'll face, one way or the other.
Coward 0 for 2 with a ground down and a strikeout. Halos 1 for 6 with men in scoring position today. Here's the 1-1. Caleb hits Jan, rolls one to short. And what a golden opportunity wasted by the Angels. 2 on at second and third with nobody out and get nothing out of it. We're tied at 1 as we head to the bottom of the 7th.
Rocket Arms, the pitching matchup tomorrow from Toronto. Parker Bridwell against Jay Happ. Bridwell 2-0 with a very good ERA on the road this season, 2.04. This is a Quicken Loans Arena. Midside of left field, home of LeBron James and the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Soon to be just LeBron James.
Yeah, no Kyrie Irving.
Nobody else. Bottom third of the order here against J.C. Ramirez, Geyer, Perez, and Urshela.
Boy, this is one of those moments right now for J.C. Ramirez. The momentum is shifting way over now to Cleveland after Trevor Bauer got through that inning with no runs allowed, with second and third, no outs.
Two-one count. Geyer getting the start out in right field. Base hit back to the second. A ground ball in the fourth. Martin Maldonado's got to pay a visit here. 2-1 count. And catchers love their meetings, don't they?
Certain ones feel real comfortable going to the mound to have that conversation with pitchers. One thing about Gradwell, I mean, and Maldonado, they're really comfortable with their pitching staff, and the pitchers have total trust in what they're coming out to say to them, though.
So much for the off day for Maldonado, by the way.
It's mandatory for him to play every day. It's a pretty good slide, a pretty good take by Geyer.
Full count. Here's the payoff again. Check swing. Did he go? No, says Bill Miller. That was awfully close. It's a leadoff walk instead.
See if he went on this one. Yep. Across the plate.
But JC has it, waits for Coward, sacrifice, advances Geyer to scoring position.
Let's see a pinch hitter, and you will, for the Indians now.
Urshela was due up. It'll be Austin Jackson coming to the plate. Urshela finishes the game with no official at-bats. He drew 2 walks. Jackson last night with a multi-hit game. He's had back-to-back multi-hit games. 2 for 4 last night. Comes in batting .327. 9 doubles, a triple, 3 home runs, 16 runs batted in. As a pinch hitter, he's 0 for 3. 92 pitches for JC.
Jackson a .217 career batting average, pinch hitting.
Ball and a strike. Two and one.
That was real close to hitting. Jackson, that fastball running up and in.
Leadoff walk for Brandon Guy. Fifth walk issued by J.C. Ramirez this afternoon to go with 3 strikeouts.
Remember going back to the game last night, which Jackson got 2 hits. It was pitches on the inner half of the plate.
Full count. Nobody warming yet for the Angels, although it looks like there's some movement. Someone's about getting ready to play catch out there. Like Parker, first man up.
That pitch was well off the inside corner. It still almost hit that one right down the line. You would think he's set up for a hard slider away now.
Another walk. 6 in the game by JC.
9th spot in the lineup today for Cleveland. 3 walks. Mentioned that momentum shift after Bauer got through the inning with no runs allowed. Indians right now with 2 on. 99 pitches, 57 of them strikes.
6 walks for JC, a career high for him. Previous high was 5, which he had 3 starts ago at Texas on July the 9th.
Pinch runner for Austin Jackson. Gonzalez, who will take over at second base. More likely Ramirez moved from second to third.
Bradley Zimmer 1 for 3. He doubled in the 5th.
Well, he has been impressive in this series. 500 batting average with good power the other way, including the double today to left center field.
I'm a little surprised that JC's still in here with Parker in the bullpen on 100 pitches with the 6 walks. This part of the order coming up now, 4th time through the order. If command had been a little bit sharper, he's been able to work out of it. That being said, with the 6 walks, when he's needed to make a quality pitch or get a big out, he's been able to do that.
And he's maintained his velocity on his fastball. He's still throwing 96, 97 in this inning.
Double for Bradley, his 12th. He'll pull this one down the line, just foul.
It's the 4th time this season as a starter. Over 100 pitches thrown, 111 season and career high for JC Ramirez this season. And when you look at numbers coming into this game, a slider seems to be a better pitch than a curveball against Zimmer.
In tight. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Still a lot on that fastball, 96. And great on the road, especially his last 7 road starts.
Zimmer goes down, swing. 2 down, big strikeout.
All set up really because of the pitch before. Fastball up and in at 96. And chases that breaking ball off the plate, down and in. Nice block too by Martin Maldonado.
Francisco Lindor for 2 with a walk, takes outside.
Well, he is struggling in this situation this season, not last year, but this season for Francisco Lindor. Still very dangerous at the plate. Has been hot lately, swinging the bat.
Now 1 strike away of getting away from the 7th inning and keeping it a 1-1 game. There's the 1-2. And that is ripped to right field, a base hit. Geyer's being waved around. He's going to score, and it's a 2-1 Indians lead. That leadoff walk comes back to haunt. A 2-out single by Francisco Lindor gives him 48 runs batted in on the season.
Yeah, that breaking ball a little bit too much of the plate. You could have almost bounced like he did to Zimmer the last at bat, but that drifted right in the lower part of the strike zone, but it got a lot of the plate. See what that pitch was. Too much of the plate on that breaking ball. You can afford to bounce it, especially the exact same one he threw to Zimmer. And Lindor, who had struggled in that position with 2 outs and runners in scoring position, comes through for Cleveland.
2-1. Cleveland leads it here in the 7th.
Angels baseball on Fox Sports West is being brought to you by the all-new 2017 Chrysler Pacifica, the new benchmark of minivans. Test drive one at your local Chrysler dealership today.
By Mercury Insurance, we're on a mission to save you money. Log on to mercuryinsurance.com to get a fast free quote and see how much you can save.
And by your 22 Southern California Mercedes-Benz dealers, committed to delivering the best or nothing.
Cleveland leading the Angels 2-1 with the run here in the bottom of the 7th against JC Ramirez. Now it's time for 76. What's in the tank? Blake Parker has been great this season. 2.25 ERA. Batting average against him 186. It's been that good. This will be his 49th game in that Angel uniform.
Blake Parker takes over on the mound. Runners at first and third. Parker to face Michael Brantley. Brantley 0 for 3. Struck out his last time up. He started to go and then stopped. Lindor at first base. Ends up getting back to the base. 0-1 count on Brantley. 49th game of the season for Blake. 3-2 and a 2.25 ERA. Still
has been consistent with his velocity, 93 to 95 for Blake Parker. A lot of times he'll throw his splitter now, so it's very important for Martin Maldonado to keep that splitter in front of him if it bounces on the dirt. You wonder on a 0-2 pitch if Lindor wouldn't be going here, anticipating something off speed. Trying to draw a throw to second.
Already been a stolen base in the game. He takes off. Brantley strikes out, swinging. The inning comes to an end, but Indians take a 2-1 lead into the 8th.
What it came down to was those walks that hurt again, as in the series.
Here in Cleveland and find themselves down at 2-1 as we head to the top of the 8th inning. Ken French back with you inside Progressive Field. And don't forget, following the game, it's Angels Live presented by your SoCal Mazda dealers with myself and Jose Mota. We'll look back at this afternoon's highlights, including JC Ramirez, a solid outing going 6 2/3. The Angels continue to play good defense We'll show you some of the highlights and also look ahead to the upcoming 3-game series as we head to Toronto tomorrow night. Parker Bridwell, who's been pitching very well for the Halos, will be taking the hill against the Blue Jays. That and much more all on the post-game show, but right now we send it back upstairs to Victor and Gooby, guys.
Thanks, Frenchie. You enjoyed our breakfast down there on the pregame show earlier today. Some defensive shifts now for Cleveland. Gonzalez moves into that second base position. Ramirez moves over to third base.
I'm surprised to see Trevor Bauer back down on the mound.
Especially when you think about it, it's going up against Ben Revere with his numbers today and career against him.
And that is lined to second. Gonzalez gloves it. Ben robbed of what would have been his third hit of the afternoon. 1 out.
And his reaction priceless because he's hit the ball hard a lot of late. And a lot of these line drives have been caught by the defenders. Right in the game, right in the action for Eric Gonzalez. Line drive. Has to make a play on that one. Got Trout looking twice in the game.
Well, jam shot toward first. Santana, nice play on the short hop, takes it himself. 2 down.
Bauer's really pitched Trout well today, coming in the game 3 for 7 for Trout against Bauer. He pitched him inside very well throughout.
So 2 outs, nobody on, and Pujols at the plate. 0 for 3. 2 ground out to the fly ball.
He's really struggled in this series. 0 for 14. And hit a couple baseballs real hard in game 1 for Pujols. But if you get a hold of one right now, it doesn't matter what you did in those previous 14 at bats. Albert to sit fastball lower part of the strike zone now on a 2-0 count. At the lower part of the strike zone, but a pitcher's pitch right on the outside corner.
Popped up. Zimmer calling everybody off. Angels go down in order very quickly here in the 8th. We'll head to the bottom of the 8th inning with Cleveland on top 2-1. And better than ever, watch every out-of-market regular season game live on over 400 supported devices. Plus, get a free subscription to @Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Go to MLB.tv for more details. It's the bottom of the 8th, 2-1. Cleveland leads it. Edwin Encarnacion to lead things off here against Blake Parker. Came in and got the last out of the 7th, striking out Bradley.
Doesn't do it often, as far as even if it's only for 1 out to finish off an inning, where Blake Parker goes back out for multiple innings.
One. 2 balls in a strike. Encarnacion, a walk and a single. He's also hit a fly ball to center. 1 for 2.
Allen getting ready down in the bullpen. Their closer.
Two balls, 2 strikes. J.C. Ramirez today, 6 2/3, 5 hits, 4 strikeouts, 6 walks, 2 runs, both earned. The bat goes flying as Encarnacion strikes out. 1 out.
What a nasty splitter from Blake Parker. See how that baseball just tumbles down, starts around bell high, almost ends up in the dirt. Now 53 strikeouts in 41 innings pitched this season for Parker.
Ramirez hitless, 0 for 3. Cues this one toward Coward.
The Angels have really pitched him well. 2 for 13 in this series.
Santana coming up as we look ahead of the 9th inning. Calhoun, Simmons, Valbuena duo. All indications are that Cody Allen will take over for Trevor Bauer. 8 innings tonight. Today, I should say, 7 hits, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 run. Santana homered in the 2nd inning, 13th of the year. He's gone 1 for 3 this afternoon. It goes without saying, the Angels, again, with opportunities that did not capitalize on. 1 for 7 with men in scoring position. Toughest one, of course, the 7th. Single by Simmons, double by Valbuena, putting runners at 2nd and 3rd with nobody out. Crone got jammed and grounded out. Escobar, the pinch hitter, struck out, and Coward grounded out to end the inning.
Yeah, you got to get home at least one of those, if not both.
They had 3 straight innings in which they had a man or men in scoring position, the 5th, 6th, and 7th. I was surprised by Escobar's pinch hitting in that situation. I thought they would have gone with one of the switch hitters in Franklin or Pennington, maybe like you said, a safety squeeze or something like that. This one hit to the left side. Simmons to the backhand. Parker with a 1-2-3-8. We head to the 9th. Angels will have Calhoun to lead things off, down 2-1.
Here in the top of the 9th inning. Now it's time for the Land Rover above and beyond player of the game, and it goes back to the 7th inning for Trevor Bauer. 2nd and 3rd, no outs, runs a fastball in and jams TJ Crone. Then a big breaking ball gets Escobar swinging, then eventually the ground ball is short. It's Coward to get through the inning. Great game here today for Bauer. 8 very good innings. Put himself in position to be 4-0 in his career versus the Angels. But when you go back to that inning, that 7th inning, where Terry Francona let him out there to try to get through the inning, threw the ball his best in that inning. After 2nd and 3rd, no outs.
Cody Allen on in relief. 2nd appearance of the series, 42nd ball game, 0-5. With 2.88 ERA. 17 saves on the season, 53 strikeouts, 15 walks at 40+ innings. Cole today with a walk, a single, and a ground down, 1 for 2.
Big hard curveball, 12-6 break for Allen. Fastball is 90-96, although a cut fastball, that curveball like you saw there, and a changeup.
Ball and a strike. Here's the 1-2. Called strike 3. Cole goes down looking for the first down.
This backdoor on this curveball. A good feel for him. You always think of Allen as a guy that's going to throw a lot of fastballs, but he's got a good feel for his curveball. Places that one in perfectly on the outside corner. Freezes Cole Calhoun.
Up and in to Simba. 1-0 count.
Backed up, Anderson Simmons generally looking away to drive the ball.
One ball and strike. Simmons 1 for 3. Had a base hit in the 7th. Hits this one out toward left field. Bradley drifting back onto the warning track, reaching back, will make the catch just shy of the wall. 2 down.
He got a hanging breaking ball. Upset, knew he had a pitch to tie the game up with, and almost did. Got to the wall, but just underneath it.
Valbuena 1 for 3, doubled his last time up. A little over 28,000 in attendance this afternoon. Good crowd of the week, during the week I should say. Valbuena trying to keep the Angels from getting swept, at least to keep this game alive. 2-1 Indians here tonight, and he will cut through the fastball. The Angels down to the last strike.
Now with 2 strikes, your approach changes. You're just trying to make some contact now. If a mistake's made, you're still strong enough to get it out of the ballpark. But you want to give C.J. Cron a chance here if you're Valbuena down here behind 0-2.
On the way. Breaking ball misses. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Valbuena, did he go? He did. The Angels are done here in the 9th inning. Valbuena doesn't like it, slams his helmet. And angry with the third base umpire, Adam Hamari.
On the check swing, rings him up.
2-1 the final as the Angels get swept here in Cleveland.
He crossed the plate on that one. Very sharp, quick slider. The breaking ball for Allen. Frustration, especially after a well-pitched game for J.C. Ramirez, but Allen picks up his 18th save. Trevor Bauer was excellent also. 9-8, big hit by Lindor. RBI single with runners in scoring position and 2 outs, something he has struggled with this season, but not on that at bat.
So the Angels start the 6-game road trip with a getting swept here in Cleveland, 0-3. Now we'll head up to Toronto to kick off a 3-game set against the Blue Jays beginning tomorrow night. 2-1 the final. Cleveland wins it. Stick around. Angels Live post-game with Ken French and Jose Bonitz coming up next.